then. And this isn't the only connect here. Okay, so this is the day of the murders. So we've got the two officers from Banfield. You know, they were on and we all know who they are, right? Okay, so here's just some activity that was happening that day. You got a weapon offense complaint on Main Street, 2300 block. So that's Main Street is down near where, you know, like Corner Club and like, well, you got the Main Street that's going, I believe that's down by, close to like all this, close to where everything's happening. Okay, we've got the mobile station where the car went screaming by, right? That they got the picture from. You've got the Identity Apartments, which you're going to see here in a minute, where they happened. These particular officers went there that night, it's literally right next to that gas station on Troy, and then right next to that is Steiner Avenue, right? So that is where, you know, they said the car was. Well, it's also where I have a picture of, believe it's Enan's car. It looks just like it. I mean, it looks exactly like it, parked there. And it's just, and so that's 2 minutes, you guys, from the King Roadhouse. That area, Troy, the mobile station, and Steiner's maybe 3 minutes, if that. It's just right down Steiner. So you've got this weapon offense complaint that's on the Main Street. Someone blaring loud music and shooting off a shotgun. Officer responded, no report. I do not know which officers did this one. You've got a controlled substance problem. That's on 7th Street and Elm. Officer requested, report taken. So, substance control. So, obviously, this particular day, there was some nefarious action going on in this town. And a lot of drugs. So, obviously, there was a drug dealer in town, or there was a runner. Right? I mean, it's going to be obvious when you see these reports. Okay, there's the alcohol offense, right? Okay, this was Taylor Avenue, Banfield. It says 301. Okay, that is the time the 911 call came in, reporting screaming at King Road, 1122 King Road, or in the vicinity of King Road. I don't know if they actually said the address or not. There was a report, different than Banfield, because Banfield on their freaking body cams was at 253. They were on Taylor Avenue. They flipped around. They were headed towards the King Road, right? But they flipped around. So their body cams, they cannot refute. I mean, this is just pure fact that they were there at 253, and there was no call that came in at 301 for this Taylor Avenue. That's just bull. That's bull crap. So why did they put it in here like this? So here's a discrepancy in time right here. Absolutely 100%. 1000%. Okay, then after this, these same police officers, in this discrepancy of time, went to this Identity Apartments, which is right next to the Troy mobile station, where they caught that car speeding by, right? Officer requested a case report taken. Okay, here's the thing about this. This is an officer requesting a case. So that what that means is, there was no call that came in for this. There was no 911 call. They were in this area, and they saw the guy from the grub truck, the sweater guy that was hugging the girl in the white, that was with Joe Vito. All very sus, in my opinion. He lives Identity Apartments, so it's on South Main Street. So it's his Identity Apartments. So these police officers were in this area, and they saw this guy taking a sign. It looks like a sandwich sign that sits on like on a sidewalk. You fold it up and you could bring it back in and out, whatever. Officer requested a case. That's what that means. It means it was not a 911 call. It says report taken. So here's the thing. This says that it's 338. Well, this says it's at 301. They stopped, their cam stopped at 316, I believe, on this, the report on Banfield, right? So they got back in their car, and their camera went off. That was 316. We're right around there. So then you got 338 that they check out. They find they're in that area, and they find just this guy carrying a sign, and so they pull over and they give him a ticket. And Lana's got that body cam. I think the guy's name is Cade. Anyway, so how long did that take him? So 338. So you've got in between 316 and 338. It takes 2 minutes to get to this area right here. identity apartments. 2 minutes, and 2 minutes to get back. So you've got that time space in between there. Then you've got 3:38, and if I remember correctly, they were off duty. Like they were going off duty, is why they said they were in that area. Well, I don't know how far the cop shop is from there, but it doesn't seem. I'll have to look that up. Actually, that's probably a good idea for me to look that up. But I guess I don't know if it was Lana said it or something. They were supposed to be getting off duty. Their last report was this 3:38 because they were off duty at that time, and another officer was taken over. So after 3:38, the timing when they were done working, then what do they probably do? They probably go back to the cop shop, and then they maybe shower or whatever they do, take off their uniforms, and then they get in their cars and they go home. Go to bed. Maybe they go to bed. Maybe they go home. Maybe they don't. So you've got these other officers now that are on. So we've got civil calls. So requesting civil standby with old roommate. No orders request. Currently, RP did file a protection order on Friday. Officer responded, no report. Got a parking problem back on Troy Road, you guys, at McDonald's. This is at 10:43 in the morning. Vehicle was parked in a handicap without placard. Officer advised, no report. So this is right there, right where the identity apartments are, right next to the mobile station. Then at 10:54, you've got a suspicious person circumstance. This is at on Rayburn Street, UI College of Law. So it's right there by the college, right? 10:54, vehicle parked with door wide open in a parking lot. Officer responded, no report. Well, who was this? Why would they park like that? Was this someone suspicious? I mean, who was this? I'm curious. Okay, now you've got at 11:33, now mind you, all this stuff has gone down at the King Road, right? All these times right in between here. This is all happening in between the time they were killed. Okay, let me get up here. So, and it could, they're saying it was between, but now, I mean, they've changed it so many times. I don't even freaking have a clue what time they're talking about now. What, between 3 and 4 or 4 and 5? I mean, I don't even know. But in my opinion, there was 2 different times. And I believe one was right at around 3 o'clock, and then the other one, and then there was more that happened after 4. Okay, so after this, you got the Taylor, which is at 3:01. Okay, so now we're going to say that they're gone. Like something happened at the house and they're gone. Okay, so we got 3:38. This is something happening over in that vicinity by the mobile station. What's going down? Whatever. Okay, so you've got all this time. This is time all blocked in between the time that they were gone, that they ended up dying, and when 911 was called. If it was called at all, we don't even know. We haven't seen it. We haven't. They haven't released it, and I don't think they ever will. So you've got civil calls. Okay, so at 8:44, so this is going down here. Okay, you've got all these things going on. You've got another parking problem, Troy Road, right in that same vicinity, identity apartments. Then you got right next to the university, right there, right by King Road. Then you got the narcotics off East D Street and Main. No report, K9 unit, right? 11:33. Back there again. So they go back. So here's what's interesting about this. This one is listed at 11:33. Narcotics K9 search. No report. Requested case. Okay, so this was not called in. Someone requested this case. Doesn't say cop, doesn't say officer on here, which is interesting because it could very well have been they're just leaving it out, because obviously they leave stuff out. It's pretty obvious now. You guys know that already. So you've got no report, but for some reason they needed a K9 unit at 11:33. So now we're down here, controlled substance problem, same freaking address, 11:13. How come 11:13 isn't before 11:33? Officer requested a case report taken. That means that this is just like the others. Like, there was not a 911 call. This was an officer was there. Officer requested the case and went there on his own. I want you to know that this is the same thing that happened with these noise complaints. Officer requested the case on the ones at 1122. Homicide, 1156. 11. So we got to go up to 1133 because they've screwed this up, right? So how do we know? How do we know it was actually 338 that they went to Identity Apartments? I mean, we can look on that body cam. In fact, I probably should do that and see when they leave. That would be a good idea for me to do. Okay. Hopefully I better get to before I do this, or otherwise I'll probably take it down. So you got the homicide, 1156. There is nothing here that says there was a 911 call. There's no officer requested a case. There's nothing in here that says anything about that. And I don't know. Requested case, officer responded. So I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if there's something in there that's can decipher that. I don't know. Okay, that was at 11:56. Now we've got what's 11? That's 12. One is this? What, 2 o'clock? You've got a suspicious person. Report of possible drug dealing. Officer contact. No report. A welfare check. This is another. What, 2 or 3 o'clock or whatever? 3:30, I think. I don't do that military time, but I think that's probably what it is. So this is on Moscow. They don't give the address. It's a welfare check. Request welfare check for a homeless female who made suicidal statement. Officer responded, no report. So you've got pretty much every hour on the hour after this happens, right? So now we got 4 o'clock. A theft. Pullman Road, Walmart. Female who had stolen from them a week ago just left the store in a vehicle. Did not steal today. Officer advised, no report. Civil calls. So here's another one, right? Right next to it, actually. So this is a civil call, Levick Street. Neighbors RP has an order with spoke to daughter. That sounds weird. Unsure what they said. Children on the order as well. Officer responded, no report. I have no idea what that means. Very strange. Welfare check. This is on White Avenue. This is 1 hour, or not even quite that, because it's maybe minutes from it, actually. So this is requesting a welfare check on a female she hasn't heard from in 2 days. Officer advised, no report. Okay, now mind you, let's see, this is what it, 7, so it would be 5. So here's the thing, they would have just heard whoever, if this is a student, who knows? They would have known about the killing before, at this point already. If this wasn't, and it was just somebody, living in Moscow or whatever, they wouldn't have known about this. I mean, they would have just actually found out. I mean, when did it hit this news station? What, 5 o'clock, something like that? So it would have been, literally would have been 1 minute after this. So if this is someone that didn't know, wasn't in that student or anything like that, they wouldn't know. So why would they request a welfare check on someone who hasn't heard from it? They haven't heard from in 2 days at this point, unless they'd already heard about the murders in King Road. So in my opinion, these people already knew about it. And now they're wondering where this female is, because now everybody's going to be worried, right? You guys, everybody's going to be worried, and this, the poop's going to hit the fan here. Okay, civil calls. This is minutes later, like 20 minutes later. Request assistance for a civil matter regarding a vehicle title. Officer advised, no report. Could this be one of the cars? Could this be the car that they found in Eugene? I mean, why are they needing assistance for a civil matter regarding a title of a car? Was it a cover-up? Is this a way that they, because the car didn't have any license plates on it when they found it. It was totally wrecked. There was nothing in there to identify it except for the VIN number, which you guys know that car came back to the owner of the King House, right? And incidentally, the car was reported as someone sleeping in it in the back parking lot prior to the murders, and it was a guy, and allegedly, this is in one of the reports somewhere, it was actually, I think, receded, but I can't remember who did it. I can't find it, but the guy used to live at 1122 King, and then the VIN number of this car, well, then the car disappeared after that, right? The VIN number of this car is the owner of the King Road, Dan Etsy, who lives in Colorado. I'm wondering if it had Colorado plates. Maybe that's what Enon saw. Maybe Enon knew. I don't know. But why are they... So here's the thing. This makes me suspicious, because I'm suspicious of the LA at this point. Big time suspicious after what I found before this. So that's a whole nother video. So now you got a suspicious person on White Avenue. This is literally, look at this, 22, and look at this is like 7 minutes later. Request assistance locating dog that was dropped off at shelter. Officer responded. Computer report. Is this Murphy? Because Murphy wasn't in the house. I don't believe Murphy was in the house. Okay. This is at what? 5:30. Stray animals. Van Buren. Stray dog in custody. Officer responded. Report taken. This, I believe, is Murphy. I believe this is Murphy they found. So this was 5. This is 7, almost 8. Wait. 7. This is 7 o'clock? Is that what that is? So now you've got an animal problem complaint at South Main at Gritman ER, the hospital. The hospital where Kane, who owns Linda Lane, used to work for many years. He retired from there. It's also the same place that the guy, Thomas Adams, that just shot up the apartment out on Almond Street, that I always say Almond Street in Ashbury, or, sus. Same with the Palouse River. That guy used to work there too. He worked at Gritman. Yeah, that one. So here we have, so this is an animal complaint. This is at the hospital. Responding party reporting a dog has been locked in a car for at least a few hours. Officer responded, no report. Is this Murphy? Did whoever have this dog in the car, did he get bit by Murphy during the ordeal over there at King? Because it sure does sound like a dog is having some serious anger issues over there, whoever is at that King house or in that area. You can hear it, and that's one of the first things I said. Is I said, I'm going to look for animal bites, because I bet you someone got bit. And that would be whoever went to the hospital, right? Well, here's one of them. So did they have Murphy in the car? Or was it Jack? Did Jack, stick his hand in between? Maybe he was trying to do something. Maybe Murphy bit him. Now the dog's in the car. So this is at 7, almost 8 o'clock. So now we're back to the identity apartment, you guys. Man standing near the bike rack looked like he was trying to hide. Area checked. Officer responded. No report. Back there, full circle. Unconscious person. The person they talked about being overdosed at the frat house is why Ethan was mad about something. Because whoever gave this person drugs is alleged. That's all hearsay. So don't run with that. But that's just was hearsay. But this was a night. This was the day of a murder that quite possibly had to deal with drugs. And look at all these drug issues happening around it. K9. We've got all this suspicious activity, which that's not uncommon in Moscow. Let's let's get that straight in our heads. We all know that. But these are these times I'm trying to get down, and the areas, because these areas, this isn't the only time this happens. I've looked into this, and I am connecting all the dots, and it's scary. So you've got Mountain View Road, unconscious person. So now I've talked to you guys about this before. There was this one site that you could go on that showed you put the address in. It was pretty cool. It's kind of like a property type, who owns property thing. Anyway, when I put this address in, it popped me to an old timer that lived in Moscow for years. He's very established and everything else. I think it was Simplot, Simplot. Anyway, this is one of the houses in the family, whatever LLCs that run. I think they don't call them that, but they call them something like that. Anyway, so this person at this address, Delta Police and EMS responded, one transported. Female in and out of consciousness at this location, in a vehicle, refusing to roll down windows and is moaning. Yeah, this is possibly the overdose. So this happened to be, I'm not going to go with the name of this person, but anyway, so it all connects. So this is literally right up the road from where the fraternities are. Now we've got a domestic dispute. Okay, this is What is this? 2. Is this 2 o'clock in the morning? The morning after the murders, right? Okay, you got a domestic dispute. You've got 5 on Taylor Avenue, literally right where the Banfield is. Those apartments probably right there. 500 block, that's what it showed them on the map. Complaint of dispute. Parties separated. Officers responded. No report. Why the hell were they fighting? Was it because of the murders? Was someone upset because maybe they wasn't supposed to happen like that? Was someone like getting, distraught and asking questions? Who knows? Who were the officers working on this one? I'm curious. Because this is the next day, so maybe those same officers were working this day. I don't know. Now you've got a noise complaint. This is like literally, 30 minutes later. On Lily Street. Loud bass and music coming from this location. Ongoing issue, no report. People are freaking partying after there was murders the night before. I would be like in my bed curled up in a ball crying if I was there, if I lived there. I definitely wouldn't be partying, that's for sure. Not even. I might be drowning myself in some wine, maybe, but definitely not having loud music. I might, be doing that, but definitely no. But I'd be bawling my eyeballs, that'll tell you that much. Even if I didn't know him. If I did know him, if I didn't, it doesn't matter. Something in this area, that's just freaking just scary and just, oh my God, it's just devastating that, something like that happened and just so close and just, granted they didn't know whoever about what happened in that house, what it was like or anything, but I bet you they did. I bet you they all did. Just ask Dave, man, he told everybody, right? So there's the next one. This is 6 minutes later. Noise complaint, Levick Street. Report loud banging from upstairs. Ongoing issue. Been going on for the past hour or two. Officers responded, no report. What were they banging on? Were they partying? Were they banging on the wall like, I can't believe this happened. Oh my God. Oh my God. What was the banging all about? Okay, there you have it. Let's connect some dots here, because there's a lot of dots that are connecting. And I have a feeling it's going to be a roller coaster ride, man. So I need to get busy and get a few other things on here. What was I supposed to go get? A couple addresses, I think. Let me see. I can remember what I was supposed to go look at. Well, let's just do this. Okay, so the Moscow, let me see. So that Lily Road is 4 minutes from the King Road. So we know that. Okay, we can go back and look at those later. So I'm just looking at the address. They're going to be on here so we can actually, cross. Oh, there's that Kibbe Dome. That's in the reports a lot. So it's in between those two. Okay, that's interesting to know. Okay, now you've got Levick Street, 2 minutes away, via Taylor and Louder. So these are very close. All these incidents that are happening. Okay, so you've got Levick, 2 minutes. Okay, next on to the next one. Okay, this one's a little bit further away. This is a Mountain View Road, where they took that woman to the hospital. Okay, and here you've got the Main Street, which is where the Identity Apartments are. And right here you can see where Troy Road is, where the mobile station is, and you can see Steiner. And McDonald's is right in between that little area. So there's all those right there, okay? So that covers a few of them in here. That's 2 minutes, you guys. 2 minutes from Taylor Avenue. Okay, now you've got Gritman Hospital, right? Gritman Hospital is literally 4 minutes from Taylor. Okay, that's where the dog was in the car. And the person, whoever was there for a reason. So, who knows? Okay, now you've got the 6 minutes from the North Van Buren 500 block. There's that one. Okay, I'm moving along here. Oh, check this out, you guys. So that 2000 block of White Avenue, guess where that's at? Right up there by Steiner and Avenue for the mobile station. They're all right there. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Look up the cop shop. Now you've got Pullman Road here. It's Walmart. That's 6 minutes from King. So you've got East D Street and Main, which is 6 minutes. Alright, you got the 400 block of, what was it, West, 6th Street. Alright, it's 3 minutes away. You've got West 7th and Elm. That's 3 minutes away. See that? You've got 2300 Main Street. That's 3 minutes away. Right down by the Corner Club. And here you've got the cop shop, which is 3 minutes from King Road, which is right by Steiner, the Mobil gas station, the A&W, the Safeway, the McDonald's, all in that same area. So, this little route right here, during that night, it would have taken minutes in between each stop to do nefarious activities. And then go on to the next one, and on to the next one. This is nuts. Total nuts.